Going live. Hey guys, it's Tuesday night and welcome to the Tuesday Night Hangout.
Hello.
We have Shane on and we have Mark. Mark's here.
That's me. My bad. Moving on.
Moving on. Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm doing all right. I've got guests coming soon in a house that's not ready. And just because they're super nice people, they're adding an extra surprise person with them. And now we have to rearrange everything because, well, I wasn't prepared for 3 people.
A surprise guest. Going to Florida.
Hey, where will be next Tuesday show done at?
Next Tuesday's show will be done in Florida at Shane's house.
That it will.
So yeah, so we're looking forward to that. I'm just doing a few things here. Sorry. But anyways, yeah, so we'll be down in Florida next week. We're leaving here after Christmas and we will be down in Melbourne, cruising around Florida. That's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what we're doing is the Lear family is going to be hanging down with Shane and Krista. Mark, what are you going to be doing for the holidays?
Not too much. We'll see some of our family here in town, but we're just staying in town.
There you go. And that's what southern Georgia.
No, we're up north of central Georgia.
Oh, so you're closer to Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're really close.
Exactly.
Right there.
Almost.
Right. So anyways, yeah, so I guess what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on Shane's motor and he's going to be doing a 200-hour service. We're hoping to videotape this and get a good video out on it. We're going to take our GoPro stuff and I think it'll be a very educational thing because Shane looked, I looked, we couldn't find anything on 200-hour services. So we'll be doing a 200-hour service and what to expect to see and go from there. So, wow, some not exciting news, sad news. Did you see in Texas, supposedly an airplane hit a paramotor?
Was it paramotor or paraglider?
No, it's a paramotor because I saw the pictures of the motor on the ground with the wing and the reserve.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for our sport.
That is my biggest concern when flying exceptionally high, say a mile high or what have you. That is literally my biggest concern because half of those pilots are not looking out the window. They're looking at their gauges and we don't pop up on their gauges. So we're pretty much sitting ducks.
Yeah, I don't know the exact all the information, but I know the NTSB and FAA are both involved in looking into this. Well, good morning, Will. I'm glad you were able to get up in time to make it to our show.
Had a heck of a time trying to get on. I started like 10 minutes before and but hey, better late than never.
Exactly. Yeah, so when Will, you would know this, when they are flying with what do you call that? Non-VFR.
Not VFR, IFR?
IFR. When they're flying IFR, so stuff like us, we don't show up on anything.
No. That is a question though. I don't know if we would actually show up on primary radar, and primary radar is basically, you've seen at a airport, you've seen the big antenna sweeping around. That's the primary. We probably would show up on something like that. That's my guess, because a little Cessna 172 does, but of course the 172's got a transponder, which helps.
Right.
So I mean, I kind of joined late. How does that relate to what you guys were talking about?
We were talking about the accident that happened down in Texas, where
Right.
the, and none of us know the details, where the plane and a paramotor found each other. So it's, and Shane brought it up, we're not really on anybody's radar. So, and pilots are basically, when you're flying IFR, pilots are looking down at their gauges or playing Tetris.
That's a really good point. They are. And but the deal is even if you're on an IFR flight plan, separation, I mean, it's still your response. The pilot, if he's in VMC or visual meteorological conditions, like what we fly in, it's still his responsibility to be looking outside. ATC isn't providing separation. It's not their responsibility. In other words, they'll call shot. They'll tell you about things. But Ben, paramotor NC, he had an interesting incident happen to him. I guess a couple of weeks ago, where he had a close call with an airplane. I think it was a small commuter jet, and he asked me about that, and he said, well, should I be concerned, or was that closer than it looked, or further away than it looked? And my takeaway from all of that was, I can guarantee you, like you said, that pilot was not looking outside his window. He was busy on the radio, looking at his approach chart, or looking at his instruments, or taking it off autopilot.
Yeah. So now I kind of glanced at that article. I didn't read it because I was trying to drive. That didn't sound good. Anyways, so did they give any information in that article about altitude that this plane was at when they struck? Did they give any technical stuff?
I, like you, just kind of just skimmed the article. I didn't go into it in depth. Have you read it, Mark?
On one thing I heard today is that they were at like 42 or 4,800 feet. They were high, high for us.
Did they say anything about airspace? What airspace they were in?
They did. I mean, I don't remember what all. I was on our Coweta group here in Georgia. They were talking about it in depth, and they were talking about they pulled up the chart and they were outside, but I don't remember.
Where was it? Where was the accident?
In Texas.
Okay. Do you know what part?
No, I can jump off and find it.
A town or anything?
I would think it would be in the air.
Yeah, it would be in the air, and it's most likely Class Echo airspace.
Well, let me ask you something, Will. Tony asked a question. He said he's got so many questions. He asked about strobes. If the pilot is flying by instrument, he ain't looking out the window. So you could have the brightest, strongest strobes. If he's not looking out the window, he ain't going to see you. And whose fault is it? Is it I was always under the impression, if the faster plane comes up behind a slower plane and they collide, it's the plane that's taken over. Is that
okay? Well, the way I read it, and this is open to interpretation, just like everything else the FAA publishes, to where no matter what, it's going to be our fault. But we cannot interfere with other aircraft.
It is our responsibility to stay clear of everybody else.
Yes. Now, that being said, everybody understands. I'm talking about other pilots. I've had communications with a citation jet pilot. He flies out of my local LZ, and trust me, he does everything in his power to make sure he knows where I am. We've got an open line of communication. He's a really nice guy. They don't want to hit me any more than I want them to hit me. And so, and they know that I'm not, well, I am a bit more maneuverable perhaps, but I sure am a hell of a lot slower. So, Shane, that's just the way I read it.
Right. No, I'm curious because I've watched several like YouTube videos of real life plane crashes and stuff, planes colliding. And I was just kind of curious if, I mean, we're the slower aircraft, if we're considered aircraft, we're ultralight, and they clearly have the speed on us. So, I mean, if we're inside of the airspace we're supposed to be in or can be, how the hell are we supposed to get out of the way of a plane that's doing over 100 miles an hour? We're doing 30. Like,
Yeah, we're lucky.
you know what I mean? Like, you can't.
I understand, but it's either FAR 103 or
It's FAR 103.13, I think, that says it's our responsibility to get out of their way.
yeah.
And it's Full Shear, Texas.
Full shear. How do you spell
Yeah.
that, Mark?
FULSHEAR.
Texas. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me, I'm going to do some research. I'll be right back with you guys.
Okay.
Hey, well, while we're on that topic, there is one thing that I believe we would have the right of way over. And I would have to clear this up with the local FSDO. But an aircraft in distress has the right of way over all other aircraft. So if we were in distress, if we had a battery, we were burning or something like that, I think that is an exception to the rule. Not 100% sure, but and that's not specifically addressed in 103, I don't believe. So yeah, there's that. Just some food for thought while I'm doing some work.
Yeah,
I will say that Bill H. Said something about the reserve chute being deployed next to the paraglider wing.
Yeah.
I did have a question about that, whether it was just jerked out of its pouch and deployed, or if there was time enough for the pilot to actually deploy the reserve. I'm kind of curious. Not that we'll probably ever know, but I'm just curious.
From what I read on it, it looked like only one of the two pilots died, and it was the pilot of the aircraft. And so I'm guessing he must have just clipped his wing or line or something. Now that's totally guessing, but it took the plane out of the sky, and then you could see the wing, and you can follow the lines over to the motor, and then you can see the reserve off to the side. I'm guessing he clipped his wing, and he was able to throw his reserve, but that's just a total guess.
Now
So there was only one death.
There was a media report saying that both pilots did die.
That's terrible. Right here at Christmas too, man. I mean, that's just horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, we Mark, after you put that out on our private chat, it was on our Wisconsin chat about 2 seconds later. So I mean that spread extremely quick.
Yeah.
So
And
Yeah,
I
because
want to point out. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, because everybody, all of us talk about how big the sky is, and the odds of it happening are almost slim to none. And it happened today.
yep.
I will tell you that private chat that the three of us are part of, or the four of us are part of, you will see some privates parts in that private chat. I I just want to point that out.
Anyway.
Luckily, the listeners don't have to see some of that stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So, anyways, what are the chances of that happening? There is a lot of questions. I would like to know the airspace, that he was flying in, because I saw something about it, and I don't, you just don't know. But it would be.
Well, I will tell you at the compound, you will deal with a lot of student pilots from the FIT flying out of Melbourne, and more than a dozen times, I've had them come by me several times during one flight, multiple different times within 300 yards of me, and looking them dead in the eye as they're flying by.
Right.
That is one thing that freaks me out with flying out at the compound.
So now Tony asks, he goes, now that this happened, do you think the FAA will get involved with the PPG community? I don't think the FAA really wants to be involved with the PPG community.
They'll have to address it. Though. There's no way to separate the two.
Right.
I mean, in this accident, there's no
Right.
way to separate them. So they'll have to come up with the cause and
Yep.
try to reconstruct it.
Maybe we'll all have to wear masks while we fly our paramotors.
Right. Well, I just think that, that if things like this continue to happen, it's not going to be good. So
I agree. Absolutely.
did you find out anything, Will?
I'm this close to finding it. Not quite as easy as it sounds, but I'm almost there.
The yeah, like, did he have time to pull his reserve? So, but kind of interesting, very sad to hear. Slow Days said 3 died, 2 in the plane and the paramotorist.
Oh man.
Yeah,
So
and it's so crazy because everybody puts the news out so fast. I mean, the first thing I read today clearly stated as fact that there was only the pilot only was in the aircraft by himself, but that doesn't mean it's right. That's just what I had read.
right. Yeah.
Okay. So you want me to share my screen here?
Yeah, please do. Yeah, do that.
All right. Can you see that?
Cannot. Oh, can, yes.
And okay. So right here, I did a search for Full Shear, Texas airport, and there's X09, which is going to be, let's see if I can find it. I don't know. This is what it pulled up right here.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on where they were, I mean, they could have been in a whole, surely they're going to be in Class E airspace. They wouldn't be in Class Bravo, which is the big blue blob you see to the right.
Right.
And then you have to have a clearance to get into there. So they're not going to be in Class Bravo. So other than that, let's see, that's a Class Delta airport right there. They'd have to have two-way radio communications to fly into there. No, so they wouldn't be into that. So they would definitely be in Class Echo airspace. So, and I don't know what direction that other airplane was headed, whether it was east or west, probably east into Houston.
They were coming out of what airport were they coming out of? I can't remember.
Yeah, I saw that they did mention that.
I can't remember.
Was it a local jaunt?
Hold on. I'm trying to pull it back up here real quick. Hold on.
where the plane okay, JR Paramotor has an image where the plane's transmission stopped. That would be handy dandy if we could come up with the name of the town.
George
And,
George Bush.
George.
He was coming from George Bush Airport to Victoria Regional Airport when they collided.
And Will, Tony asked, can you explain the yellow stuff for the ones that don't know, like me?
Yeah, the yellow stuff, that a lot of people think that means it's congestion, but it's not. It typically coincides with congestion, but it's what a city or area looks like at nighttime. So when you're
Okay.
flying around VFR at nighttime, you can kind of pick things out. I hope that answered your question, Tony.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, because I didn't know that myself either.
Right on, man. $20, Mark. Or a
Ah,
shirt.
great.
Shirt will work. Okay, so let's see. He heard it was UPS. A UPS flight? Is that what Bill H means? From Bush Airport to Victoria. Okay, so Victoria Airport. Was he, see, I don't have enough information, man, to narrow it down. But 99.999%, unless this guy was flying in airspace he should not have been flying in, it's going to be Class Echo. So while we're here, does anyone else have any questions about the chart?
1,000 questions. I seriously have no clue. Honestly, no, 2 years of flying, I use my Fly Sky High app because I just push where I'm flying at. If it says no airspace, then I'm good. I literally have no clue how to read that. I went to school. They taught us this. I didn't want to be the only dummy in class to say, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. So I didn't say anything, but I still have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I went to school and they didn't show any of it. Zero.
Really?
And I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious. I look at this, it means nothing to me. It literally is just a bunch of crap. So,
well, and that's what everything's going to look at until, you know, the hard part about sectional is being able to take a 2D image and kind of turn it into a 3-dimensional, you know, map or thing. So, yeah, I can tell you where to start if you want to, you know, a good place to start learning about sectionals is the legend. It will tell you just about everything you need to know about what any line means or dashed lines or shaded areas. That's a wealth of information there.
You know, I have a really good key here for reading maps. If I can find it, I will.
You want me to keep this image up?
No, you go ahead and take that down. Actually, Jade might have it on her phone. But yeah, I don't have it, so she must have it. But it shows you all the your GE, and then it shows you all the upside down wedding cakes and how to read those. So but yeah, anyways, yeah, sad situation. Hopefully nothing good will come out of it, but hopefully you know, something will come out of it. But so, Will, what do you got planned for the holidays, which are coming up in like 3 days? Did you get all your Christmas shopping done?
Just got back from Walmart, which is where I buy all my Christmas gifts.
Did you? Well, that's better than 7-Eleven. Did you fly?
No, I didn't fly today. It was rainy and cold.
Okay.
And so, no, definitely not today. And don't forget Amazon. I also get stuff from Amazon. I plan on just hanging out local, you know, and
I'm waiting.
weather's nice. I'm going to fly on Christmas Day.
There you go.
I'm literally waiting for a 18-wheeler Amazon truck to go outside of my house because, dude, every day there's a pile of crap outside of my house. The wife, she's killing me.
You guys just like automatically deposit your paychecks into an Amazon account?
You know
Pretty
what?
much.
You're laughing, but I'm thinking that it needs to come to a halt real quick because this is cutting into my paramotor money. Holy crap.
Just think of how
I-
many,
I-
just think of how many resurgent candidates you're putting through the schools.
Yeah, that's right.
No, seriously, that's what I feel good about that until I look at my bank account and I'm like, well, who's going to put me through my power bill this month? Because I'm in trouble. Good Lord. I mean, I bet you there was 15 boxes when I got home today and I didn't even bother picking them up. I kicked them all in the front door, off to the side and walked in. It's like I'm not picking these things up.
Hey,
There's so
just,
many.
just JP's here in the chat and he said we can start the show now. So thanks, JP. So now that the show's starting, Shane, why do you have a hospital room behind you?
Okay. I'm kind of embarrassed to say this. So earlier today, I picked up what I thought was my drink and come to find out it was disappearing ink. And I'm still in the waiting room to be seen.
Oh, he's full of jokes. Anyways.
Will, let me explain that one. It's disappearing ink. He's seen because I'm invisible now.
Where'd Shane go?
Good Lord. I heard that one the other day. I freaking laughed last night in the shower. I was talking to Krista and I told her that and she just looked at me and I was like, seriously, I can't stop laughing. You don't think she's like, it's cute. I'm like, it's freaking funny. Laugh. I was dying. I was absolutely dying. It's I mean, you really don't see it coming. And the time you get to the punchline, you know, it's there. It's a quality joke.
It's all about the timing, man.
Man.
Mark, you said you have your wife's son is coming in.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to spend the holidays with him.
Yes, sir.
There you go. What's your dad doing?
They were going to come up for the holidays, but they got to come up for the wedding the first week of January. So they're just going to wait.
Okay. There you go.
Eric, I got an idea.
What's that?
We invite Mark's dad over for the weekend and screw Mark. I mean, Krista likes his dad anyway, so.
Right?
Most people do.
Where does he live at? He's
in Port Charlotte. He's over by the other Nick.
okay. Where does he live at? Give me a state.
Oh, Florida. He lives on the west coast of Florida.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
So he's less than 3 hours from us.
Okay.
And the good news is he won't have to carry anybody's paramotor across the field so that they don't have to walk. You know, it's a win-win for him to come over.
I mean, who would do that?
Hey, listen,
I mean,
he's
who
not
would-
going to be around to carry it forever. He's 78 years old. Come on.
Who would have a senior citizen and someone else's wife carry their motor across the field so they didn't get, you know, sweaty or out of breath? I mean, this
Hey,
guy here is just,
you got to do what you got to do.
man, I think that guy's wife that was carrying that motor had to have surgery, carpal tunnel, and
Yeah.
tubular after that.
All right, I'll send my next check that direction.
Krista, our house is paid off. Or fixing to be.
All lies and rumors.
Right. So in the chat, what is everybody in the chat? What are you guys all doing for the holidays? Just looking. JP said that your joke was a quality dad joke.
It sure was.
So
Even JP could see through it.
ah,
Not Will.
Nope.
I think actually Deweese laughed at that joke. So
She retracted her statement.
right. Mark, tell everybody what you got in the mail.
Eric printed me a new chase cam, which I have never used one, but I got it set up with a Session 5, the little GoPro Cube, and I can't wait to give it a try.
Now, do you think, okay, so, and honestly, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings because it wasn't my design, but you think that will, have you seen the other chase cams that are out there that you buy for a lot of money?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
do you think that those are comparable and?
Yeah, I think it'll work perfect. I think it'll be perfect, honestly. I've seen people make them out of 2-liter bottles, and I've seen a couple homemade ones that look sketchy, but this looks just like the regular one.
All right.
So-
I was just wondering, how that, I don't know. I'm
gonna try and get the length right on the little tow rope for it so that it doesn't get tore up in my prop on landing, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Let me give you something to look out for. And it's going to freak you out if you're not thinking about it. And even if you are thinking about it, it still sometimes freaks me out. Typically you're going to have some wind when you got a chase cam. And at least I do. I want some wind with the chase cam. So when you land and you turn around to lower your wing, you're going to see this thing come flying at you. And it is really freaking spooky when you see that. You're like, oh, because you forget the chase cam's even on your wing. It's not like you can tell it's on there. So anyways, just I probably shouldn't have told you that.
That won't be the first time my scared face made it onto the GoPro. I took care of that in Swanee.
Could you imagine his first video with this thing, and the very last scene is that GoPro just swinging at him and smacking him right in the forehead?
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
Hey,
if it'll get me a subscriber or two, I'll do it.
Mark, I got the best thing for you the next time we fly together. I'm going to trade out your Session 5 and put let's just say a phallic symbol on the end of it, and when you turn around,
he'll be like, oh.
Repaint that cone.
oh my God, that would be awesome.
It kind of freaks you out if you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
Now, did you put yours awesome. to a single line or to 2 lines?
No, so go and do 2 lines off of, like skip a feather, go 2 lines, and then make them go right to 1, and then that 1 line will go up. I can give you the measurements of the different one that we have here.
Okay.
Hey, JP Tula said he's knocked his prop several times with this chase cam, and I have done that too, but I believe the length of the line is too short if it can come back and swing at you like that. So I'm gonna make my line longer so that it drags a little bit further down.
Yeah, you either got to go too long with the chase cam line, or too short so it swings over you. But then you risk the chance of it wrapping up into your lines as you're setting the wing down.
I would go longer,
but I do
have a choice.
Yeah, I do have a chase cam. I used it a couple times. I never did any video with it. I'm not a big fan of them just for the simple fact that it's just one more possibility of something hitting your prop. And I don't care for it, to be honest with you. I won it off a show and I've used it a couple times and that was it.
Yeah. I've just recently hooked up the little hero session that I have. I've mounted it to my cage. So there's always something looking forward, you know. I mean, if you're doing the job you're supposed to be doing while you're flying something, your head's always moving and it's hard to get, unless you're like focused on something that, you know, it's hard to get good quality footage, you know, that's not jumping around constantly while you're looking for traffic. So that's worked out pretty gosh darn good. And I think if it was, there's some vibration because it's the session, you know, if it was a Hero 8 or something that had decent stabilization, I think it'd be perfect.
What if you use the 360 on your helmet?
That would probably work, but I mean, I don't have a 360. And that's, you're talking about getting a 360-degree view though?
Yeah, but then you
Yeah.
can kind of focus on one area when you want to, even though your head's turning, you can focus on one area. Oh, so I asked, what's everybody kind of doing for the holidays? Mad Sloper said he is sitting there waiting for his paramotor. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, so poor guy.
John Wayne's going to Smokies and they're renting a cabin with the family. That looks like fun. Sounds like fun. So yeah, nothing else. Who do we?
I did that back in 2007. Went to the Smokies and rented a cabin and had Christmas there. And we don't really get to feel like it's Christmas here because it's still 82 degrees here in Florida. And we usually, when I was a little kid, I remember like waking up Christmas morning, no shoes on, no shirt, and riding my new bike around the neighborhood and just sweating to death. But, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it's pretty warm here. I got the air conditioners on, just so you know.
That's better than getting a bicycle for Christmas and then you had to wait until May to ride it. So let's see, who do we have in the chat? Tony, Bill, Randy, Deweese, Nick, Linda, Louise, Will fly. Mark, Bill, Linda, I think I'm just slow days. Who else? John, Kelby's there. Kelby reached out and he's like, hey, if you guys are driving down, swing on by, and we'll have dinner or something. And I had to tell him that we're flying, not the paramotors. We're flying down there. And then I told him, I said, why don't you and your son come up to Wisconsin and we'll show him ice fishing. He said, my son really enjoys fishing, but I lived in Michigan and I am not doing snow. So that was the end of that conversation. Let's see, JR is in here. Cool. Well, thanks guys for stopping in and watching. Anyways, yeah.
Hot butter. I always want to say hot butter Steve. I know he changed his thing, but Hot Butter Productions wants to know how close I am to Lake Wales and Wauchula. I am about an hour and 40 minutes from Lake Wales and about 2 hours and 10 minutes from Wauchula.
And you got that all set up. We're going to go visit.
Yes. Actually, if we can pick a day, I can make sure that Farewell's there. We can hang out with him and he can give us a little show and tell, if you will.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Any day. Pick a day. I don't care.
So when are you going down there? You're going to be there a day after Christmas?
Yeah, actually, we're flying out the 26th.
And then you're coming back when?
Dude, are you scoping out my house or what?
Yeah, yeah, man.
I know
you're not bringing your gear.
I know that nobody watches this show, but really? Yeah, so the first we're coming back. So, hey, Brian. Yeah, so the first we're coming back, and then and yes, all the security systems are on and the cameras are going to be monitored.
We will be camping the last weekend or the last couple days that Eric and Jade are here. We're actually going over to a campground that's Krista and I is one of our favorite places. And so, yeah, I get to host Eric and Jade in the smaller Section 8 housing camper because they're used to the 3-story camper. But this is a single story, 1 room, no privacy, and still no pooping in the camper. It's all good.
At least they'll be used to the weather in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for everybody that doesn't know, Shane keeps it at a balmy 35 degrees inside of the camper.
We actually, one of the main points of buying that camper is most campers that size have a 13.5 BTU air conditioner. This one has a 15 because I knew I was going to need every bit of it. And then we keep it I think we keep it about 60, I want to say 65 or 66. And then we have high velocity fan blowing into our room. So yeah, we like it to, our room is kept at like 65 or 66 every night. So, and we have 4 fans, the ceiling fan, 1 on each side, that's 3, and then 1 at the foot of the bed blowing at us. Yeah, we'd like to, all right, so the truth is.
That ain't right, Shane.
The truth is, Krista's really warm at night, so snuggling up to her is, well, it's just a win-win for me.
Poor Krista.
So, yeah.
Yeah, poor
Krista. Hey, I was there when I asked her to marry me, and she was willing. She walked down the aisle. She didn't run away. It was all her choice. So you can't pour Krista nothing. She made her decisions.
We've all made bad choices in our life. Just saying.
Yeah, but have they lasted 28 years? Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Well, I'm looking forward to a better year this year. Kind of by better, a little less COVID-y and a little more socializing and I don't know, back to normal kind of thing. Because people are really freaking out. You know what I mean? Just like the simplest, littlest things seem to, I don't know, get under people's skin a lot easier than pre-COVID. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm kind of looking forward to 2022.
You say that, Will, and actually, I had a talk with my secretary today, and she was telling me that customers have just been kind of rude. And she had one yesterday that called and said, yeah, I just need to set up an appointment. For us to service all the equipment. And she goes, okay, well, our service techs are, all of them are scheduled out until, February right now. The lady laughed on the phone and hung up on her. And what people, just aren't understanding is, first off, we are so busy, and there's basically 2 heating companies in this area of Wisconsin, and we are one of them. So we have a huge customer base. The other thing is if we could hire more people, we would, but we just can't find qualified people. So my employees they're doing very well at running. They're busy. They're running well. And then on top of that, construction right now is just, I'm just speaking for Northern Wisconsin, is just booming. Everybody is putting additions on their house. Everybody is building homes. And to me, it's the wrong time to build a home because of the fact that the lumber prices were high and everything, but people are still doing it. So, yeah, it's, people have been rude. People have been, just a little antsy. So, yeah, I'm hoping it changes a little bit.
You
And
know, I have a theory about that. Shane, were you gonna say something?
I was just wondering where the lumber prices affect adding onto an igloo. Don't you just go out to the lake, cut ice, and
Because they have to, the sled, they have to build like a sled to slide to push the ice. You know, yeah.
okay,
exactly.
all right, never mind.
I have a theory about the whole people being rude thing, and because of with the COVID, you know, it's all about staying away and keeping the distance, and it's almost like another human being is the enemy. You know what I mean? He could give me something bad, you know, stay away. So I don't know. That's just kind of my theory.
Right.
There's definitely been a shift in people's personality when it comes to interacting with others in a bad way. So that's why I'm looking forward to the 2022 nicer people.
Yeah, no, it would be definitely nice.
And like Mark says, better friends.
Always says he better friends. Always.
Mark, where are
I
you
guess
gonna find, where are you gonna find better friends? Come on, look at what you hang out with here,
I'll probably just start flying more often by myself, I guess.
especially on Tuesday nights, huh?
Around
I'm looking
8 o'clock
forward.
Eastern Time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year and hopefully going to be able to fly a lot more.
Yeah.
We'll see.
In your lifetime, have you had, okay, are you looking forward to a better year next year, Eric?
Oh, absolutely.
How about you, Shane?
I haven't let this COVID thing change anything that I've done unless I'm mandated to wear a mask or go into somewhere. I've not changed anything. If there's a fly-in, I'm there. If it's, you know, hanging out with at a party or going to a group gathering, I'm there. I haven't let that affect me at all. So I'm kind of, I don't want to get into whatever's, but I just haven't let it affect me. I do notice people being more aggressive and more agitated, if you will. That's because they're breathing their own breath. So yeah, I'd be aggravated too.
Right? I'd be upset too.
And poor Krista, I mean, she has to wear a mask. She gets out of her car at her work, she has to have a mask on. Go into the building, wear it all day long, unless she's eating or drinking. And then when she leaves, she has to wear it all the way out to her car until she gets in her car. If you're in a flipping parking lot by yourself, why does it matter? And she's got such an irritation on her face from it. And, you know, she's like, don't look at my face. It's all red and this. And I'm like, I get it. It's not like, you know, as soon as this all goes away, it'll be fine. I don't care. But I mean, the poor girl is just, for what? You can sit in a break room with 12 other people that have been wearing masks all day long, take them off to eat. So COVID doesn't attack then. It's just dumb. The whole process is dumb. The whole thing is dumb.
Still a part of it. And so my point is, never in my lifetime have I looked forward to the new year as I do now, this year. So, hey, there's that. Hey, John Wayne made an interesting point in the comment, Eric. I don't know if you saw that.
I'm sorry, say that again.
John Wayne made an interesting point in the comment.
Yeah. Yeah, people are building because they expect the dollar to collapse, making building impossible.
If not, inflation's gonna skyrocket.
Right. You know, and I thought about that after you asked me, Will, you know, am I looking forward to next year? Man, I tell you what, this year was phenomenal. And I'm not talking about the COVID thing. I'm talking about I've done more things this year and had more fun this year than I've had in a long time. And I know that goes for Jay too. You know, we've done so much flying and so much learning, but the biggest thing is we've met so many people that are just amazing, you know. And I'm hoping sometime you guys will be able to meet them too. No, I mean,
Ouch.
no,
Good.
I just we've met so many amazing people that have the same interests as us, you know. So, and I think that's why we all get along, you know. But I mean, it's we've had an amazing year. So, I'm just hoping that this year was, or I'm sorry, the year coming up was as good as this year or better, you know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want it to be any less because, and I know I'm setting the bar pretty high, you know, for us. And I'm hoping that it does get better, but this year was great. So
You made an interesting point. I mean, if it wasn't for paramotoring in this community, I think I'd have had a really crappy year this year. You know, but our common interest has kept us together and in a way that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
yep.
I think this is probably the year for Will, because I think Will slept with more people on this panel several times than any other year. I mean, I know he slept with me a couple times. He's definitely slept with Eric a bunch of times. I just
Eric Dog. Yeah, it don't do me
I'm
any
just
good to
saying.
call Big Spoon either. I mean, it doesn't make any difference.
Oh,
Right. You know, that, yeah. Never thought of it that way.
it's been a good year for Will. I'm just saying he's getting around.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting experience. How about you, Mark? Are you looking forward to the new year?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to. I've been on second shift by choice for about 20 years, and I'm going to go to day shift, and a lot of that has to do with being able to fly more evenings. So I'm looking forward to that part.
Right on.
When does that take?
God knows you're not a morning person. I ain't getting up to go fly, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I prefer not to. I mean, I'll do it once in a while, unlike Will. But yeah, no, I'd rather not get up in the morning.
The I would say that the morning flights will did you get up? You got up for a couple of them, didn't you?
2.
That's a couple.
A couple, yeah. One was yeah. One was Kitty Hawk, and the other was with my buddy Kevin Ray. Here,
Okay.
look.
You didn't get up at Bad Apples at all?
Mm-mm. No,
Okay.
I got up and I watched the excitement because I couldn't sleep. But other than that, you know, yeah,
That's
man, I got up with you one time. We had a pot of coffee. Remember? Went outside, had a pot of coffee.
But
We
we
were
didn't
the
fly.
only ones up.
Yeah, but we didn't fly.
No.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I got to make sure Krista gets the big coffee pot out of the camper because she only has a Keurig, and yeah, the Lears are coming. Make
go.
sure you have 5 gallons of coffee grounds, and you know how they like that Boss water. Yeah, make sure you've got gallons of that too. Boss water. The tap water does not work for Lears. Just say, yeah, I'm serious. They're bougie like that. Okay, I'm sorry. What now?
Uh-huh. Anyway.
Brown in the chat. Yeah, we all did. Now that was this year, Kitty Hawk. So, you know, you're right. This has been an amazing year. who got, this Eric, Jade, Brian Waller, Jim, all got together,
Nick.
experienced Kitty Hawk.
Yeah, Nick.
Huh?
Nick.
Oh,
Nick
yeah,
was-
Nick, that's right, Nick. And yeah, that was a good experience. So there's a lot to be grateful for. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time. So, and I'm hoping that we make as many fly-ins as we did this year. I'm hoping we'll make as many as, next year too.
Did
So,
anybody in the chat go to the Bad Apples thing they had? It wasn't Bad Apples, excuse me. Hodges.
Hodges.
Yeah, get together.
that was last weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was last weekend. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if Will or Mark were going to be there, I think I would have skipped out on this horrible Christmas party I got stuck going to, and would have had a blast. Just so you know.
Why, what
Yeah.
Christmas party was that?
Krista's Christmas party.
Oh,
I mean, she works for gynecology, so the Christmas party was talking about presents and gynecology. I'm struggling here. I mean,
And
What do you-
knowing
what do I-
Shane told him he's no gynecologist, but he'd take a look at it.
man, you know what? I bet you all these doctors get into gynecology thinking, oh man, I'm gonna get to meet hot chicks. What they all come in with problems. They're all making bread. Why would you? There's nothing.
Gross.
They don't go to the doctors because they feel good and everything's working out well. No, they're going because they got problems.
Eric, I thought you said you were going to get a filter for him. My wife's in the same field, but I know better than to. I don't want to talk about any of it. I like
she's
pizza,
been all
though.
over it, hasn't she?
yeah.
Terrible. Back to paramotors.
Yeah. So
Hey,
anyways,
all I know,
go ahead.
hot buttered productions is freaking killing me tonight. I freaking dig that guy like no tomorrow. I think he's freaking hilarious, and I'm trying not to laugh out loud, but he gets me every now and then.
The all the people that we've met on the chats and on the shows, I'm pretty excited that a lot of them that I haven't met, that I'm going to be able to meet here in the near future. So, I mean, there's a few of them that I do want to meet up with, and Tony and Angela, of course, we'll be meeting them up in Vegas when we have to go out there. But definitely Kelby and Mad Sloper, that has been waiting for his paramotor for about 13 years now.
I know, right? It's gonna be a new sport by the time he gets.
It will.
We're gonna be
Hey,
on to something else, man.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Right now, Angela is 2.5 hours from me, visiting someone up the North Florida area, and she is less than 2.5 hours from us. So, if there was some kind of effort put on her part, we could probably meet her a little sooner.
No, because Jade was talking to her. She flies out the day we fly in.
Oh, I mean, you don't get you're not getting the picture. She obviously doesn't want to meet you. She's willing to leave Florida early just to avoid you guys. I mean,
know.
All in the
It's
plan.
just rude.
Planning, is that it?
Well, I think she was asking, when are you guys leaving or getting to Florida? And we told her, and she goes, okay, I'm booking my plane ticket to get out of here. So I was just making sure. No, but
And she
we're
was willing to pay $300 more for it to happen.
exactly. No, we're going to meet up with Tony and Angela in Vegas. We have to go out there for some work stuff. So we're going to meet them there. And also Bill H. I would like to, we want to meet him. So a lot of people that, and then of course, everybody else that we're gonna meet at the fly-ins. So it'll be a good year, no matter what.
I
When are you
agree.
going out to Vegas, Eric?
It is 1st of April, we're gonna be gone. So it's that, let me look here. What are you, if you think there's gonna be anything left in the house after Will gets here, you're wrong. March,
No, I'm actually. I know you're going to be doing a work thing, but while you're doing a work thing, there may be a chance that I could talk Krista into going because we've always wanted to go to Vegas. My wife wants to get remarried by a midget Elvis, so we don't really have too many of those here in Florida. But I heard in Vegas there may be a couple of those running around. So
they call them little people.
Yeah.
Man, this show went from bad to worse fast. Okay, so we are going to be there the 26th through the 2nd or so. 26th of March till April 2nd ish. So what I'll have to do is find out make sure that that's the dates that we're going to be there. But yeah, and Angela actually took a picture of your Elvis that you would like to.
yes, I did see that. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I got to talk.
Krista, can we go to Vegas?
Yeah.
Asking right now,
You're gonna see the hand come out from the side with the slap.
right?
Hey, is everybody planning on going to Bad Apples in May?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Are the Lears making the journey again?
We'll make the journey, but it all depends on Jade's job.
Watch this. Eric, can I get those dates again? Someone perked up like she was excited about it. Because we've always talked about going to Vegas. We never have. I don't know why. And Bill H said that the flights to Vegas were pretty cheap, and I'm all about cheap.
Right? 26
That's why I'm.
March.
You know
March,
what? Go ahead, Eric.
March 26th to April 1st or 2nd, somewhere in there.
I've given that some thought going out there, but if I do, I want to fly. So I'd have to come up with a way of, I don't know, renting a paramotor. I can bring my own wing, but renting a paramotor or something, because I want to fly around the arch, Moab in that area. Is that real far from Vegas?
Moab? Yeah, it's like 8 hours. Oh, I don't know. I think it's like 8 hours.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh crap! I was thinking it was
So,
closer. Well,
Will,
anyways,
we already talked about that.
I know. We did talk about it, but we didn't get past the part of
You
know,
not wanting to
my-
drive for 48 hours?
yeah, right. That and I don't want to go out there and not fly. I mean, I feel like, man, I'm this close. So that's kind of Moab is definitely on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah, but I'm not driving out there with my motor. That would be. Let me see how many hours that is of a drive.
Yeah, but what if you could rent a paramotor and bring your own wing?
Mad Sloper says it's 4 hours away and he would go with us, but he'll probably still be waiting for his paramotor. So well, like I said to Will, we're gonna be going down there and we're gonna be hauling all of our equipment, so we'll have spare motors and wings and so anybody that wanted to go would be able to fly.
Your Yankees is in the house.
Hey, it's only it's only almost 30 hours. Actually, it's over 30 hours. It's 1 day and 9 hours.
For you to drive?
That is a hard, and I do mean a hard no on driving. One
Yeah.
day, 9 hours.
Yep.
Holy crap.
I
That's
just couldn't
like us.
imagine.
That's like us getting out of Wisconsin. Come on, and we go all the way down to Georgia.
That's you getting to the 7 or the convenience store around the
Yeah.
corner from your house.
You and
Exactly.
Jade are a unique breed. I mean, serious. That's a lot of driving, but you guys enjoy the journey.
We do.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
love the fact that Jade is such a woman that she can drive the truck and pull that gigantic fifth wheel like a boss. To me, that is absolutely phenomenal. Krista would never Krista's never even asked to pull our 33-foot camper. And she does pull the paratrailer with her car. But she has no wants, and I don't care for her to drive it, but if she asked, I would totally be fine helping her learn how to do it, but she's got no wants to try. So I'm not going to ask her or beg her to do it, but I think it's really cool that Jade is woman enough to get behind the wheel and pull. How heavy is your camper? I mean, your trailer? What is that?
I don't know.
16, 17,000
I,
pounds? How heavy is that thing?
I have no idea.
You don't know. You just get in, hit the gas, and go. Got it.
Got it.
I'll tell
My
you,
trailer's
how about-
8,500.
How about Salton Sea and some of the other ones out west? My buddy Alan, there was a group of guys going from the Raleigh area, and they were driving. So he worked it out to where he put his gear on their trailer, and then he just flew out there. Now tell me how awesome that would be. I mean, you get out there, your gear's there, and that would be pretty neat.
Will, I am not going to North Carolina to pick up your gear and then heading the other direction to go to Utah.
You're supposed to be a little more subtle than that.
Oh, okay.
I guess, yeah, you read between the lines.
I did. So, hey, if I could do it, I would,
Would
but
do it.
I
You
can't.
could.
Eric, how far of a drive? Eric, how far of a drive is it from you from Wisconsin to Vegas? Never mind. Hold on. Hold on. Let me ask the boss. Jade, can you put in the chat how many hours it is from Vegas or Wisconsin to Vegas? Let me ask somebody who knows how to work a phone.
1,500 miles.
It's like 2,300 for me.
Didn't you look that up last time? Like yesterday?
Yeah, 1,500 miles. But you just
Oh heck.
you can't go off the miles for when you're pulling the fifth wheel because you got to stop at every diesel station, and
Right. That's when you suck it up and get a paratrailer. You already have a trailer. You just need to turn it into a living space and do like I do. Just use the paratrailer. Krista, actually, in our private chat that we had, and I said I would like to do a 10 or whatever. Krista's like, why? I was comfortable in the paratrailer. I guess we're bringing the paratrailer. There's just no way I could drive the whole way with that camper. And I don't know. It's just too many. It's not cost effective when I can do without the shower and the bathroom inside and just do what I've been doing with the porta potties and the outdoor shower.
I know, but
which is not bad.
But where is Will and JP going to sleep?
That is
Underneath.
not.
Under the
That's
trailer,
your
probably.
problem. That's not my problem. That's your problem, Eric.
Well, Mark, you have a real nice trailer that you made yourself, right? I mean, it's
Uh,
custom and
Yeah,
everything.
I sold that one.
You did?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one that you had
And
at
how-
Purdon's?
At what now?
Dave Purdon's?
No, that's just.
Oh,
No,
you
he
mean my
built a
box?
paratrailer.
Remember when we
I-
were at Purdon's, you had a really nice custom trailer.
No, I had my travel trailer with a box that goes in the back of my truck that I
Oh,
built.
that's, yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it had Paralife on the back. I remember it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
like
could
that.
actually probably sleep if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I liked, I watched your video, Mark, of that trailer that you rebuilt. I mean, I personally would have scrapped it because I don't have that talent.
Right.
That was pretty amazing. And I heard about the trailer. I never really saw the trailer until I watched that video of you rebuilding it. And that is definitely some talent there.
It was like a fun project, but cost wise, and it's just as easy just to go out and buy a new travel trailer.
Right. What
So
did you get a great deal on that trailer?
I got it. A buddy of mine had it, used it 2 times. That guy Bob that flies with us sometimes from my group, the
Yep.
older guy.
Yep.
He bought that trailer, used it, I think 2 times. And on the way home, there was a car accident and they collected him in his truck and trailer. And so insurance paid it off and they didn't want it. They said he could have it. He gave it to me for free.
Oh,
I had
there
to
you
pay
go.
the tow bill on it.
Right.
So I
There you
paid the tow bill
And
on
then-
it and then just gutted it and rebuilt it all.
So, Mark, building that from the damage that was done, and you designed it for a round paramotor setup, so you can put a motor and everything in it. The guy that bought it obviously was a paramotor guy and just was really
You're
happy
just-
about that.
You're a jerk and you're just trying to hurt my feelings. I sold it to
Why
an
is
old
that?
guy. I sold it to an old guy that said, "Oh, I could take this down by the river and go fishing out of it in these creeks." And I was just like, "No." But I was selling Paralife Ranch, so I needed it gone because I didn't want to keep it outdoors. I wanted it in the garage. So I watched him in his junky truck drag it down the driveway and say goodbye to it. That was terrible.
all the way down those 10 acres of well manicured yard. The guy must have just sucked knowing that wasn't going to go towards a paramotor pilot.
I would have sold it. I would have
Good
sold it for
haul.
half price if they would have used it for paramotor stuff. That thing was awesome. That was terrible. Oh
Yeah,
well.
that was a nice trailer. That was definitely
Hey, Mark.
a fun build.
I'm glad to reopen some old wounds for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Yep. Good times.
Are you, aren't you guys gonna rebuild Shane's motor when you're down there?
We're gonna do a
Yes.
200-mile service on it, and we're gonna videotape it.
200-mile.
Or 200-hour service.
I knew what you meant, man.
Hey, cut him some
We're gonna-
slack. It's like 20 degrees up there.
We're gonna rebuild that motor so he can go 200 miles an hour. And then, no, we're gonna. I would like to do a video on it. So, because we can't find any videos on any of the 200-hour service. So, and it's right in the Viterazzi manual. It tells you things that should be done. So, I would like to do something with that and go from there. Because
Excellent.
and yeah, we'll be down they're doing that. So it'll be a good time.
So how long do you think you guys will start, from start to finish? How long do you think basically that you'll get into the project before the first cuss word?
Oh,
Well-
I've already cussed at it. We haven't even started.
I'm looking forward to the video. Seriously, I mean, that'll be really interesting.
Well, I think it'd be
Hey.
something that's good, but I mean, the biggest thing is that you can look at the Viderazzi manual and you can, it's all on how you read their manual and what they say. So, we're gonna have to decipher it and kind of go from there. But
Hey, I do want to say on this 200-hour maintenance that I'm going to be doing, I also need to do a restring of one section of my netting. I had a friend of mine, he's with Paralife PPG, was really nice.
You
and
used
sent
to,
me-
you used to have a friend of yours. Go ahead.
He sent me this cutaway knife. I was talking about buying one after Chris's accident. No one had a knife. We had extra time to try to find something to cut the pilot out of the harness. And I really wanted to get a knife, and Mark was gracious enough to send me one. I installed it on my paramotor in a spot that I thought was ingenious. And then my wonderful wife, who apparently needs to know how this knife works.
Don't blame it on her.
No, I'm not. I'm blaming the situation completely on me.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
I commenced to aggressively pull this out to show her for whatever purpose she needs to know. And I cut my netting, literally sliced 2 lines like it was nothing. I didn't even feel the lines getting cut. I just looked down and realized I cut 2 lines. And I cannot express to everyone, it is a funny situation for you guys. For me, I literally wanted to turn the knife on myself. I was like, you're so dumb. How could you be so dumb? There's no one who will ever be harder on me than myself. When I get into I will yell and scream. The Mountain City incident where I almost destroyed everything on takeoff, the entire flight, I'm just yelling in my head at myself it's the worst case scenario. So when people yell at me about stuff, I just laugh at them like, you're not even coming close to hurting my feelings. I hurt my own feelings. Do you know how much trouble that is? How much effort that takes? You're not doing anything. So yeah, I get so mad at myself. And when I did that, I was just like, you gotta be. And one of the biggest things about not messing up my gear is everything's original. The netting, the frame, everything is the same. And now I have to replace the netting over something that is so dumb. Like, how in the world did I pull that out and catch it? Give me
That's your
all.
first
I'm getting
accident,
myself all
man.
worked up.
That's your first incident.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You should make a
In
video.
the- In the chat, Josh Perry says he did the same thing.
Really?
Yep.
Dang, man.
so when I was braking in my engine on the Parajet, which is the pull start, the starter rope actually worked through one of the diamonds in the net. And so I figured, man, I don't want this to fray. So what do? I take a lighter and I wanted to burn it so it didn't fray. Well, I went to light it and I guess I was too close to the knot. And then it took out the next set of 3 diamonds. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And this is on a paramotor that I didn't even fly yet. So why do you think I learned how to weave nets?
Yeah. So much for anyone
So-
running a paramotor, Eric.
Hey, Will, are you able to share that photo that I sent the group?
Yeah, I'm sure I am.
What we're trying to
Just,
tell the people in the chat is we are not professionals.
No, no.
Wait, you
And
think
Hot
you
Butter
had-
Productions.
Was it
Hey,
was
Hot
it the
Butter
groin
Productions.
shot, Shane?
No. He said that the problem is you'll never aggressively pull that out. And he's 100% correct. If I'm in a situation where I'm in a tree or whatever, I'm going to have time to reach over, pull it out, adjust myself, whatever. I just pulled it out because why does she need to know? Like, it's pointless. And now it's cost me a whole section of netting, and I no longer have factory original equipment.
Hey,
Oh,
it still
it's so
sounds
annoying.
like you're blaming her.
Kind of.
Just
She
to be
didn't say
clear,
pull it out and cut the net.
yeah. Can you give me a
No,
hint as
that's-
to which picture you're talking about?
The one of me showing the knife attached to the motor with 2 lines cut in front of it.
Good, because I just about messed up.
Hey, that would be nuts if you showed those photos.
Well, here's one of Eric
Nah,
in his paramotor gear. Winter paramotor gear.
The fact that he put in that chat that the line that he's bringing to redo this netting is the same that he made out of his thong is that one had me in tears.
Let's see. What's really funny is that really was Eric.
no.
I'm still looking for it. I think I went too far.
That's what she said.
Your bathroom's looking great, man, by the way. Except for those
Oh,
missing tiles.
Yeah,
the,
just to
the,
keep
the
it filed.
18 missing tile. Yeah, that would be great to have some tile to finish that bathroom. Oh, I didn't even tell you. Where did Mark go? Because I have a great story. He needs to add his input on this. So
I'm here.
my wife spends countless hours trying to find the correct bath towel holder, the rack holder, the hand towel holder, the robe holder, the toilet paper holder. All this time, she orders it. I look at the order and I go, huh, that doesn't seem right. I get it. She sees everything. I drill holes into brand new drywall, paint, everything. I get all done and she goes, yeah, that towel holder is too small. We need a new one. I said, I'm not covering up 8 freaking holes that I just drilled into the wall for you to realize now that you bought a 12-inch towel rack instead of a 32 or 34-inch towel rack. And where she tells me to put it is too low. The towel rack is too low or the toilet paper holder is too high. So when you put a towel on it, it covers up the toilet paper holder. Guess whose problem that's not? Not this guy.
Oh, it will
So,
be.
no, not my problem. Not my problem. I installed as directed. I did everything as I was told. Not my problem.
All right, Eric. Apparently, when you get there after you do his motor, you got a little bit of sheetrock work to do.
Exactly. Not a problem.
I cannot find
Not
that.
doing
It for some reason I can't find that photo, Shane. I know you sent it.
it. I sent it to the group. Hold on.
Was it a
Yeah, but
text? Or was it a
I think it was under message.
It was in the text message.
Yeah.
It was right after. Oh, it's right after. Will, you covered up in flying gear. Put your
oh,
gear on with thumbs up. It's the
Okay.
next picture above it.
I gotcha. I gotcha. In there. That's a really good looking chase cam. Serious. Actually, I love that color.
He said he wanted one that he could see.
Yeah, it's I'll show it after the other, if you don't mind. That's really
Yeah, no,
cool.
that's, I'm just reading the chat here. Yeah, why did you pull that
Hey,
hook?
Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it.
Why did you pull that hook knife out like a mad ninja?
dude, because I was irritated that I had to show how it works. Is she going to be sitting in a seat with me when it comes time to pull that out? No. Why do you need to know? Go away.
There it is.
Okay. So you see the hook knife, it's the red tag thing there. I got it zip tied to the paramotor frame. As I
Right.
pulled it out, as you can see in there, you'll see two really nice little slice lines right there. Oh my God. I mean, seriously, how just idiotic is
Did
that?
you like scrape your cage too with it?
No.
Looks like there's a
I
little.
pulled it up to the, as the picture is, I pulled it up to the left, and that's how it caught the lines.
Well, might I say that sucks, Shane. That's terrible. Yeah, man. Bummer.
Huh.
Bet you don't do that again.
Well, no, the
I bet
line
you
cut.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I will tell you that that literally cut those two lines. I never felt it. I just happened to look down and realized, oh crap.
Well, is
Josh Perry asked if I was to go down in the water, would I be able to reach that? Yes, I did. I'm actually able to reach over my right shoulder with my left hand to grab it.
So you think that's the best
But
place?
I also, I wanted it out of the way. I didn't want to attach it to my harness. I didn't want to have it anywhere near where I can accidentally bump it. Not that I think that would release it, but I wanted it out of the way, but within reach.
Well,
Hey, Will,
yeah.
to a text message, I think I sent you a picture of mine. It's the same knife where I mounted mine on
Okay.
the front.
Let me look at it.
Tony goes, what happens if Krista asks about your reserve?
Exactly. Freaking exactly.
Well, not only
And
is it
about
important
four
for you
more-
to be able to reach it, but it's really like you've already experienced, I guess, Shane. It's nice to have one handy in case somebody else needs to access a knife quickly.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, I never really ever carried a knife in my entire life, a pocket knife or anything like that. And seriously, that's one thing. That's one of a few things that have haunted me about that incident, that I didn't have a knife. Some other things that happened that I'm kind of just fed up with. But I mean, and Mark explained it a little clearer to me about some things. When it's your time, no matter how quick someone is to help. If it's your time, it's your time. So, I wish I could have been there sooner. Wish I could have helped quicker, got him out and helped with, trying to help him. But there's just no, there's no changing what happened. But in a situation, yeah, this is March, yes. In a situation where I could be helpful sooner, I would like to be able to do that. That's why I'm very thankful that Mark sent me that knife, and it's attached now. I mean, it ain't going nowhere.
That's exactly
Unlike my net.
that's exactly where I have mine put.
Okay, so I see what everyone else sees, but to use that, is it like firm? I mean, is it solid, or I can't really
Yeah,
make out.
the knife itself has a big center hole in it where you put a finger through, like your center finger. You just grab that red tab and pull straight down. That releases it from the Velcro. And then you put your finger right through it, and it's a regular hook knife. And they sell that knife on Amazon for like $12.95. And it
Okay.
apparently, according to Shane, it works really good.
Huh. Shane's review.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna order one of
Yeah.
those right now.
Yeah,
'Cause-
no, I don't know how tough the netting is on a PAP, but I can tell you it was not noticeable when I went through the 2 lines with that particular knife. So I assume that the straps on the harness, it would be little to no effort with that knife, to be perfectly honest with you. And really, I mean, if you do get in a situation where you're in the water, most of the time people that hit the water, if they get out of their harness, they get tied up in their lines. This would definitely help you in that situation. Or if you're stuck in your harness,
Hey,
it would help you get out.
Josh Perry asked how that is held there. On the back of the little case that it's in, that it's Velcroed in, it has a loop sewn in real well. And I used about a 3/8 inch wide zip tie, a huge one, and zip tied it to a loop where my reserve parachute, where that is looped into my main harness. And so it's just zip tied real good on that.
So
Okay.
Eric is in the air and heating. The zip tie that I use is the same zip ties that they put ductwork together from when I did my ductwork in my attic. So that thing is gigantic. It took a pair of 10 snips and a lighter to get through cutting it.
Yeah,
It's not going nowhere.
it's called a Panduit strap. And
Yeah, well,
Will, before you order that, are you going to mount that to your reserve that sits in your car?
That way I always know where it is. No, I think I'm going to put it where Mark put his, because we have the same harness. And my only question that comes to mind is, if you were in some kind of whatever failed launch or whatever, is there any chance of that being able to, stab you?
No. And
No.
the knife itself is all covered up. It's all, the hook part is all covered, and then just has 2 blades that are encased in the hook part.
Okay.
Do you know what a gut knife looks like?
It's curved. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that. So if you tried to stab somebody, all it is a rounded edge here, and the knife part is inside of here.
Okay.
So you got to pull it like this if you wanted to cut your paramotor or your
Line.
line.
And like Will's reserve, I bought that knife at least 4 months ago, and it was just sitting in my paramotor room. And then after Shane went through what he went through and talked about it, then I mounted it on my machine after that.
Okay, so how would someone go about finding this on Amazon? Because there's a bunch of freaking hook knives, apparently.
I put on there, well, for one thing, go back to the picture of the knife if you still have it. And I think it's called a kite knife. I'm pretty sure that's the name brand of it. So type that into Amazon. And I think it was $12.95.
Same one we got.
Okay.
And also, when Shane was talking about all that, yeah, that's it. When Shane was talking about everything that he had gone through with that accident, y'all know I fly with Pablo almost all the time. And then I thought, well, also with Shane will be at probably any fly-in that I go to. So I went ahead and made sure that everybody had my wife's contact information. You know, God forbid something happens bad, but at least then they could call my wife, you know, and not be asking around trying to figure out how to get in touch with her.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one
Yeah,
of those.
that
I'll put a
that
link.
that was another thing about that accident. Nobody was really thinking, and I just happened to think of, you know, he has a wife, maybe she ought to know. And when I started asking his buddies, nobody had her contact information. So what Mark is saying is the people that you fly with, send out, you know, your loved one's contact information and just say, hey, if anything ever happens, please give this woman a call or this man a call, what have you, and let them know. You know what I mean? It's just a bad situation that can occur, and for not the people that you fly with don't have your loved one's info. It's kind of just an added thing that you don't need in that situation.
I'm just gonna get the shirt that says I'm with her and an arrow.
Yeah. Mark, how do you attach the holster, the part that covers it then?
On the back side of the holster, it has a loop built into the holster.
Oh, okay.
And so then I zip tie that loop to a heavy duty loop on your harness that's built for the reserve line.
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, cool. I like. I'm not gonna practice on my line.
I mean,
thing.
and it honestly doesn't weigh anything. I mean, if anybody's concerned with weight, it's the couple ounces it weighs is well worth the less of having to worry about what ifs. Kind of like a reserve, Will. It doesn't weigh that much, and if you truly ever need it, I mean, there you
I
go.
hear you. Listen, but with that reserve, if I had someone say, hey, let's put on your reserve, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I just don't, you know, I don't want to do it myself. I want someone to do it that's done it before and knows what they're doing. And
As I did, someone put mine on for me.
Yeah, me
guy
too.
that I was flying, and he's like, I was like, yeah, I just got this new reserve. He's like, let's put it on. I'm like, great, because I don't know how to do it. He goes, oh, I've done a bunch of these. I'm like, great, that's even better. And
yeah, that's even better. You know what you're doing.
yeah.
I mean, that
I'm
would
like,
really suck to go through all the whatever, to put on your reserve, make sure it was right and everything, and then throw it out and find out it didn't work. Dang.
no, you throw it, it opens up, and you keep going down because it never was
Yeah, it
attached
floats
correctly.
away.
It just goes away from you. I love it.
Yeah, in thought, but as you're falling to earth, you were like, this, okay, maybe I should have read the manual. But yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing too. Just like this accident occurred today. In my side pouch is my emergency contact information. So anybody that was to stumble across an incident that I'm in and I'm unable to talk or knocked out, whatever, if they were to go to my side pouch, they would find in a Ziploc bag Krista's information, her phone number, my name, and my blood type is all the information inside my side pouch, just so you know. I don't know if you guys ever thought about that.
I wasn't listening, man. What'd you say?
I said in my side pouch.
No, brother, I'm just messing with you. I heard.
Oh no, I think it's incredibly important. You know, if you're needing blood right now, instead of them trying to figure out what blood type you are, if you write down what you are and they found that, then you start getting the proper medical care that you need right then and there.
It's actually a really good idea. Yeah, that is a good idea. Well, man, I'm gonna order, there's another version of that. It's black. I'm gonna order the black one. Fantastic, man. I mean, that honestly should be something, in my opinion, that should come with every harness.
I agree. But
Well,
everybody's
I
looking-
think
everybody's
sorry.
looking to keep costs down. So
Yeah.
every $12 counts and wait.
Well, that's true.
I think a reserve should be with every paramotor sold as part of the unit. But that doesn't happen either. But
Yeah, and the only problem you get into there is if people want it, maybe a lap mount, but yeah, that in price.
so you can buy a brand new Visorati 185 for like $2,700. Where's the other 47 or $4,000 worth of crap on a paramotor? Because I paid $7,000 for my motor or my unit, and I'm looking at it going, where's the other $4,000? You've got $2,700 in a motor. Well, less than that, but $3,200, whatever it is. Where's the rest of that? I mean, the frame itself is, I don't even know what a new frame is.
Well, there's a lot of effort and technology in building the frame originally. Once you got all your jigs and everything to pump them out, they're dirt cheap. But yeah, there's a lot of junk there, and it's just whatever the market will bear. You know,
Yeah,
that
that's
last
right.
Pluma I bought was over 10 grand, probably closer to 12 than 10. And but I thought it was worth it at the time.
Do you know how much those outboard gas tank gas bulbs are? Those are spendy.
Yeah. I mean,
You could,
I'm wondering if you were to part and piece a motor together, a unit together, what the price difference would be.
if
Oh,
it's
you mean the
anything like a
frame?
car, it would be double or triple.
You mean if you bought the frame only?
Yeah, if you bought the frame and then you bought the motor and then you put the throttle on and the harness on, and like if you built it piece by piece, what the price difference would be?
Well, I don't know, because the throttle would come with the motor, right? So
I don't know.
I mean that's yeah,
Not
we were
when you
talking
buy
about
them.
this not too long ago, how the frame is the most expensive part of a paramotor. And yeah,
Because at this point, I only have to replace one section of my netting. My frame is perfectly fine. If I was to blow a motor tomorrow, I wouldn't go out and buy a whole new unit. I'd just buy a brand new motor. And the harness is good for 400 hours if memory serves me correct. So I don't have to buy a harness. And then what else is there? Gas tank. I mean, gas tank is still
cheap.
good unless it cracks.
Yeah, gas tanks
But-
aren't expensive either.
Nick said 700 for a harness, 200 for a throttle, 4K for a frame.
The 4K part might be a little low, but I guess it depends on which one you get, right?
Yeah, I mean, and they're all over, whether you get titanium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had a guy that was a welder for a living, you didn't mean to tell me that dude couldn't build exact frame for half that cost?
No,
I'm sure, you know.
no,
if you-
the headache and the jig stuff, the hours would be tremendous. I mean, seriously, because I thought the only reason that I could build a frame would be if you enjoyed the process of building it, and when you got done, you could say that you built it and you took a lot of pride in that. Then you could do that. But other than that, just cut a check. Do what you do for a living and cut a check.
How hard is it to make a loop with a piece of metal or titanium? You bend it, and
What about
then you weld
what
the-
about your swing arms and all your angles? There's a lot there.
I disagree.
Well, maybe I'm just a crappy welder. Maybe that's what it is.
I disagree. You don't have to, like, it's just,
Are you talking
It
about
can't-
basically taking a design and that's already been developed and then basically just kind of copying it like that?
you don't have to make it exact. I mean, you don't have to make little swoops in the spars or nothing. If you just made them straight and welded them to the frame, how hard is that?
I don't know, man, but I don't think I'd want to be the first person to.
I will tell you, for a guy that can't even solder, I sure as the hell can't weld. I've never even tried. But I will tell you, outside of the titanium part, I mean, if you took what's the metal I'm thinking of? The tubing.
Stainless.
No, if you took just a regular shit, you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, it'd be heavier, but
Black pipe?
what? It's five.
I would,
Yeah, if you took
No.
if you took some PVC.
You could just
Hey,
do it out of
Shane.
electrical tubing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane, you're good with the knife, man. Why don't you just whittle you one?
I should.
Oh,
I should. Hey, I have taken a 10-foot 2x4, made an almost perfect circle out of it, bending it. Just so you know, a little bit of
how'd you do that with water?
yeah, hot water. And about 4 days to make a damn circle for
We were talking a little bit about the weight of that hook knife and stuff. I'm not worried about weight on my stuff. And I bought a 18-liter tank for it. And I'm just waiting until I'm at the next fly-in with Eric so I can get him to install it for me. Because mine comes with a 12-liter. Yeah, but
hey, Waller's correct. Galvanized steel, the galvanized tubing.
oh,
That's what I'm talking about. That wouldn't
yeah.
take nothing.
yeah, no, nothing. And it would smell good when you welded it too, when the galvanized was burning off, and it would look like something that, oh, like something like you made. Yeah, no thanks.
That's why they make spray paint.
Yeah, there's always PVC too, if you're not real handy with, welding and stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Plumber's
You
glue
make a
and-
square. You make a square tubing, square
And then
tube or a square cage. You're
Shark
Then you could-
bites. Yeah, just like shark bites. You just kind of put them together, bend the tube, and just, yeah, man.
Then when you get
See-
done, go to Harbor Freight and buy a motor. Just don't park. Hey, when we go to the next fly-in, don't park next to me.
you know, this,
And give me back that shirt.
this kind of goes back to yesterday's conversation that we had on
yeah.
Monday night with maintenance on your engine. This right here is a prime example why I do my own maintenance.
Yeah. And why I don't do my own maintenance. That's right.
Between
That's
a
why I let people buy their own plane tickets. I house them and then have them do a 200-hour service on my motor. That's how I do things.
I mean, I could only imagine a black iron paramotor or a galvanized paramotor. I don't even think you would be under the legal weight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So
You've got all these different paramotor names. After I'm done building mine, it'll be called the tank.
Yeah,
You'll be fine.
right.
yeah, man.
So, all right. Well, it's almost 9:00 and I'm getting hungry. So I'm not going to let you all watch me eat. Yeah. So
we've
Bill,
already seen enough of you.
I know, right? Will, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on YouTube under Will Fly or willflyppg.com. Great show. Really had fun tonight.
Good deal.
Yeah.
And then Mark, what about you? Where can we find you?
You can find me on the internet at paralifeppg.com. YouTube is just paralifeppg. And thank y'all for hanging out with us. It's a lot of fun for us, and hopefully y'all are enjoying it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Shane, where can we find you?
You can find me in my backyard welding galvanized and making paramotors. Using Harbor Freight motors and twisty ties to put everything together. You can find me at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane on YouTube. You can find me at Never Trust a Skinny Chef on Instagram and PPG Shane on TikTok.
Awesome. And you can find me here Tuesday nights, every second, third, and fourth Tuesday of Tuesdays of the month. And Shane will be doing his Monday show in 2 weeks now, on the first Tuesday of every month. So that'll be good. Our next show, we are going to do live, like we do all of them, down in Florida, sitting on the couch with
Whoa.
Jack.
Okay. Oh yeah. Sitting on. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So, and then tomorrow night you can watch Girls Just Want to Fly with Flying Flamingo Jade. And we actually got to meet the guests earlier this week. So that'll be a fun show. And I know that Jade also has some other good people coming up. So it'll be a good beginning of the year for you if you like her show. And you can find hers at paramotorgirl.com. So thank you in the chat for joining in. Hope we can see you guys at a fly-in soon. But everybody have a good holiday, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.